Hello and welcome to this month's episode of The People Behind Your Water. I'm Marty Grimes with the Santa Clara Valley Water District, and this month we are celebrating the opening of the Silicon Valley Advanced Water Purification Center, which is a wonderful new water supply that's locally controlled and great in a drought like we're in right now to produce up to 8 million gallons a day of purified water. And at this event we had last month, local officials came and they took a tour of the facility, which you can now do. The facility is now open to tours. You can go to purewaterforyou.org to sign up for your tour. And join us as we show what happened on that day and the speakers that celebrated the opening. And at the very end, you'll see that they were so excited about the new water, they decided to take a drink.
I think it reinforced the importance of this Purification Center as an important resource and learning facility for us that helps us really use the technology as we can use it to recharge and provide a direct water supply for our county.
I think it's really critical for our valley to have this kind of technology, and I hope in the next few years we do get to move it to the potable water use. I mean, with the 3 years of the significant drought that we have, we need to use every tool that we have in the box to provide water for our valley.
This is the most forward-looking thing we could possibly have. We've got to have it in order to have Silicon Valley be viable for the future. So recycled water is just going to be part of our daily life.
This facility is really the state of the art and something that is going to be a reference point for other communities throughout the country, if not the world.
What I wanted to do first was to thank all of you for joining us today on this very special event today. I'm Bo Goldie, the Chief Executive Officer of the Santa Clara Valley Water District, and it is my pleasure to welcome all of you here today to celebrate the opening of the Silicon Valley Advanced Water Purification Center. Isn't this great? The reason today's event is so important is because we know that our region is growing. It's the fastest growing region in the state, and we're the fastest growing county in the Bay Area. Growing demands on supplies, restricted supplies through the Delta, global climate change are all having an adverse impact on our water supply. It's a challenge that we face and we're addressing and we need to fix in this future. Water conservation has and will continue to play a key role in meeting our water needs. In fact, our county has made major strides in conservation, and we are continuing to invest more in conservation. I do want to draw your attention to a new campaign that's coming out. Brown is the new green. Okay. We have buckets for you to put in the shower to capture that water and to reuse that water. This is for your lawn, for those who have brown lawns. It is a sign, a badge of honor now. Because one of the big issues is, what does my neighbor think when my lawn is deteriorating, right? Well, actually, it's a good thing because you're cutting your water supply and you're helping this community actually get through this significant drought condition that we have. However, aggressive water conservation alone is not enough to make up for the projected shortfall in our water supply. We need to increase the use of recycled water, which is totally locally controlled, and it is drought-proof. Fortunately, water has been and continues to be nature's renewable resource. In fact, Water we drink today is the same water that the dinosaurs used and those who built the pyramids. And I don't mean dinosaur staff like myself, and I don't mean pyramids like in Las Vegas, the real ones that we talk about. Currently, about 5% of our water supply in Santa Clara County is from recycled water. That's about 6.5 billion gallons a year. And our board has directed us to, by 2025, double that. And this facility is one of those that's going to get us there. This is a key component that will help us reach this goal. It's the Silicon Valley Advanced Water Purification Center. And now it is my honor to introduce our board chair, Director Tony Estremera, who has championed of recycled water.
Now, I'm truly delighted to be here today and welcome all of you to help us celebrate a wonderful occasion. Now, I know when people hear about a new, highly innovative technology, grand opening celebration here in Silicon Valley, they right away think, gee, it must be coming from the high-tech industry. How do I invest? Where do I get in? Well, that's exactly why I am so excited today, because although this is a high-tech, innovative project, it's one that's led by government. It's not one that's led by industry. It is in Silicon Valley. It is high-tech, but it's led by your dollars. You've made the investment, and now we're starting to get the return. That's why I'm so excited that all of you are here. Now, with the opening of this new Purification Center, we're not only joining other leading-edge cities and water agencies in using this kind of technology, but we are showing how Silicon Valley has the ability to lead in all areas of technology, including technology coming from local government. Today, it's a bad word in D.C., Washington, D.C. A lot of people have a lot of bad things to say about government. A lot of people have a lot of bad things to say about public investment in infrastructure. And we're proving here in Silicon Valley that that's not necessarily the case. Local government can do exactly what all the other famous companies are doing here in Silicon Valley. This is a world-class facility. And I, more than anybody in Silicon Valley or in this country, am extremely proud. Now, you know, like most advanced technologies, this purification center couldn't have been done by just a few people. It needed key partners. It needed a tremendous collaboration, which we had and which we have consistently enjoyed with the city of San Jose and with the city of Santa Clara. And I'd like to thank the Silicon Valley Leadership Group also for their strong support of the request for state and federal funding. And with their help, we received $8.25 million from the federal government and $5.25 million from the California Department of Water Resources. The people of Santa Clara County elected us to be stewards of our most precious resource and our resources, and we take that charge, obviously, very seriously. That's why we partner with all levels of government to make sure that our projects become a reality for the benefit of future generations. With that, I'd like to start introducing some of our partners. And one of those, as I mentioned before, is my councilman, Pierluigi Oliverio.
So as a council member, I have the pleasure and pain of serving on several committees, dozens, but this one's probably one of the most important, in that it's so important to the strategic growth of the city and of the region. We have a great partnership with the Water District and the City of Santa Clara, and City of Santa Clara, what a week for you. This is combining technology and securing a water supply and expanding the use of recycled water. Much is done nationally and globally. And finally, it allows allows the opportunity for continued growth, because we're going to grow, and we need to grow smartly and wisely with density. We need to reduce having grass, lawn being the #1 crop in this country, and do things sensibly, and this will also allow us to add the density for both economic growth, residential growth, etc. So thank you so much. Those are my comments, and I think I would now hand it off to the esteemed Mayor of the City of Santa Clara, Honorable Jamie Matthews.
What a nearly impossible task to follow, Pierluigi. This is a who's who, and it's also the culmination of generations of people that have worked on this project. And when I look out upon all the people that are here, the elected, appointed officials, and the staff that have worked on this over the years, I know you all must feel a great sense of pride to actually have this be tangible and real, because it is tangible and real. I know, because I snuck in to take a advanced look at it before I started speaking. It's an amazing facility, and it's a facility that's so well needed. And I'd like to put a challenge out. It only took me 2 years to build an NFL stadium. I'm just saying. So I say within 2 years we start injecting this in the groundwater and actually using it in the proper way. And we take that 8 million gallons of water that is above drinking water standard. All the water on your tables is from it. No, I'm just kidding. And we inject it, not only inject it, but we actually fill those empty reservoirs. How many have been past Lexington lately? There's nothing up there. So we want to make sure that we have sustainable water, because water is so critical, and pure water is even more critical here in Silicon Valley, because the purity of water absolutely drives the economy that we have here. If people wonder why we have certain businesses along the corridor of the Hetchy, it's because of the purity of the water. They need it in their processes. Having pure water is more than just life itself. It's economics. It's the quality of life that we all enjoy. And I know that this new $72 million investment is going to pay dividends for years to come, for generations to come. And so I say, let's not wait to unleash it. Let's unleash it on time, early. Let's get the public. We have the most educated public here. People understand the need for it. And like Winston Churchill said, let's not let this great crisis go unmet. Thank you very much.
Next, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce to you Secretary John Lear from the California Department of Natural Resources, who's standing in for the governor today.
I am here filling in for the governor, and I'm going to be very happy to report to him that there were brown signs all over the event. Although I think when he was first elected governor 40 years ago, that's when he was the new green. And it is a pleasure. I want to do 3 quick things. And the first is I just can't miss the opportunity to talk about the fact that we're in the 3 driest years in recorded history in the state of California. We had 51 days consecutively without rain in the middle of the rainy season, breaking records of 1884, 1924. We traditionally deliver with our federal partners 5 million acre-feet of water a year. This year we delivered 200,000 acre-feet of water. I also have CAL FIRE. A year ago, January, we had 0 recorded fires in the state of California. This January, we had 473, including 2 in Humboldt County, which is arguably the wettest place in California in the winter. So it has put water front and center in a way that, as Jamie said, don't let a crisis go to waste. But I think people are asking questions about water policy in a way that they haven't. And we at the state recognize that we have to do all of the above. We have to do conservation as a way of life. We have to do more storage. We have to do wetlands management. We have to do operational efficiency. Where it works, we have to do desalting. We have to manage groundwater sustainably, and we have to do recycling. And the significant thing about this area is that when I just said all of the above, You've done most of them already, doing your own storage, leading to your own groundwater management, some of the state-of-the-art conservation programs in the state. You manage the wetlands in relation to that, and you're taking the lead in water recycling. And it's significant because it wasn't, obviously, with how long Tony said this has been going on, it wasn't because the drought was going on that you did this. And it wasn't because you were just waiting for somebody else to mandate it or fund it for you. You took the leadership to do it yourself. And we were proud through the State Department of Water Resources to give some money. But I think it's really important to understand how it all fits together. Because if we don't have a sustainable water supply, meet the dual goals in the Delta, then there's nothing to conserve from. You don't have water to recycle. So I was present at a dedication of a dam raising in San Diego 2 days ago that will triple the amount of water they can store in that one thing. They also did it totally by themselves, but it's a way to make sure there's water that can move around, be sustainable, keep conservation going, give them water to recycle, and we just have to be aware that we have to do it all. And it's just so significant when, as hard as it is, despite the fact some people can build stadiums in 2 years, how hard it is to construct something like this, to get it done on your own, to take the leadership, to model it for other areas and other states, that is really significant. So congratulations. This is many, many people that made this happen, and a celebration that's really worth happening. Thanks for having the state here. We're proud to be a part of it.
Now I'd like to ask Supervisor Mike Wasserman, President of the Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors, to share some words with us. Mike?
Thank you. First and foremost, I want to say on behalf of the Board of Supervisors, water is the single most important resource, the single most item I can think of that there is. I mean, water, as was said earlier, is life. We need clean, drinkable, reliable source of water in our dams, in the groundwater, wherever it may be, conservation measures. That is it, okay? I mean, it's nice to have more housing. It's nice to have more police. It's nice to have more bigger, wider streets. All those things are nice. You know, it's a shorter commute. Those are all nice. More parks, that's nice. But if we don't have a reliable source of water, we're done for. And I want to give kudos to the Santa Clara County, to the Santa Clara Valley, the Water District, for taking the leadership, and as was mentioned, taking the leadership before this 3 years of drought started. The vision to say, we need to get more efficient, we need to do more. You started early enough, now you've got something here. I look to the federal, the state government, the local governments, et cetera, to do whatever we can, because another year or two, if this 3 years goes to 5, Mr. Secretary, it's going to be bad here. It's going to be really, really bad here. So thank you all individually and jointly for your efforts in not only conserving water, finding ways to protect it, to increase it. All these things are wonderful. Kudos to the district and all of your partners for having the foresight, taking the lead to do something. Because no matter what we do at the federal level, the state level, the local level, if we approve something tomorrow, it's going to be years before that's approved. So thank you all very much.
Last but not least, it's my pleasure to introduce Casey Byer, the Senior Advisor to the President of the Silicon Valley Leadership Group. Casey.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the 390 companies that call Silicon Valley home, I'm delighted to be here and recognize the groundbreaking ceremony here. For $72 million, we have a new acronym in Silicon Valley. But I'll just call it pure water, because I think that's what it's all about. I have 3 points I'm going to speak to today. It's about the outside water that we get into this county. As was mentioned, over half of our water comes from outside of our area and out of our control. And we're always vulnerable to droughts. As John has pointed out so eloquently, the state is in a crisis, but we act very diligently when we're at a crisis. And there are increasing responsibilities of regulatory agencies to say, stop. Fines if you overuse, brown your lawns instead of greening it, to become more responsible citizens. The leadership group is a collaborative organization. We look to be a partner to government, and we get out of the way of government when it does a good job. And we also recognize government when it does a great job. The leadership group is here today because we firmly believe that having recycled water is sustainable and is efficient and is vibrant for our economy. Purified water that we have in these plants will someday be in our homes in many ways, and I don't think that's too far away. And as Mayor Matthews said, 2 years to build a stadium, I think we're not too far away from purified water into our home streams. For these reasons today, the Silicon Valley Leadership Group is proud to be a guest and to be a partner to the Water District. Thank you for letting us be here, and a milestone achievement today.
I can't underscore enough how critical water is to the valley's livelihood and to its economy. And as chair of the board, I feel fortunate to have so many partners at all levels of government and in the community, both in the public and private sector, to help us deliver this resource to the residents, businesses, and farmers of Santa Clara County. And it's through this collective leadership and partnership that we're able to invest in the future of water here for our children, for our grandchildren, and to keep Silicon Valley strong. With that, I'd like to thank every one of you for joining us today, and I'll turn it over to our CEO, Bo Goldie.
Okay, before we begin the ceremonial opening, I just want to emphasize that this project could not have been done without the leadership and vision of our board of directors, their perseverance, and the scars I have on my back to getting this thing done. But I also wanted to, it's this project of this magnitude can't happen without help. It has been fortunate that we have strong relationship with San Jose and Santa Clara to actually get this done, and they provided also that same vision and leadership that got us to where we are today. Finally, this is a huge effort, and it involves staff from our partner agencies from every part of the district. It includes our capital program staff, our construction program staff, the recycled staff, our finance staff, purchasing and procurement staff, the clerk of the board, government relations, our legal staff, our operations staff, and the water quality staff that we have on board. And also, not to be lost, is our executive and assistants and our office specialists who help fill our in-baskets every day with work to be done. It is that team in this organization and those teams that we have in San Jose and Santa Clara really that got this whole program moving and got this project done. What I wanted to do is thank all of you for contributing to this program, for being here today, and it's just a tremendous effort that everybody has put together, but we're not done. Apparently we have 2 years. Right? We got 2 years, Jim, 2 years. All right. So with that, what I'm going to do is invite the current speakers, and the current board members up, and we're going to do, well, there's no ribbon cutting, but what we're going to do is we're going to take some of the purified water and we're going to be pouring into these plants to show, actually to symbolize, recycled water is healthy for our environment, it's healthy for us, and these trees will represent how recycled water program is going to grow, and it's going to be Santa Clara County's future. So with that, if I can have the board members and the speakers up here.
Down?
I think we're doing two. We'll do over there.
Okay.
One more.
get poured in now that we all drank it? More testimonial.
That's much more testimonial. Pretty good, yeah. It tastes real good too.
More for the rest of you.
Okay.
So thank you for joining us on this month's episode of The People Behind Your Water. We hope that you're seeing our Brown is the New Green campaign all over. This is because we're in an exceptional drought. We really need people to redouble their efforts and save water, especially during the hot days of summer. Please join us on Facebook, on Twitter, to hear the latest about the drought. You can go to save20gallons.org to find out about our rebate programs, which many of them have been doubled. It's a great time to take advantage of programs such as our landscape rebate, which you can replace your lawn and get up to $2 a square foot for replacing it with low water use landscaping. So please check that out. Thanks for joining us.